scandal-plagued British Prime Minister Boris Johnson said this before Parliament.
The job of a Prime Minister in difficult circumstances when he's been handed a colossal mandate is to keep going, and that's what I'm going to do.
Well, not anymore. British media reporting Johnson is indeed stepping down following mass resignations within his administration. Johnson had managed to remain in power for almost 3 years, despite allegations that he misled Parliament numerous times. ABC's Guy Davis is in London.
Boris Johnson won this enormous election victory. He did connect with people on that level. So whether a new Prime Minister is able to have that kind of same level of charisma remains to be seen. I mean, you even see in Ukraine how popular Boris Johnson is.
Johnson held office parties that broke COVID lockdown rules and more recently promoted a lawmaker to a key post, even though Johnson knew about sexual misconduct allegations against him. Robert Crimo Jr., the father of alleged Highland Park shooter Robert Crimo III, tells ABC News in an exclusive interview that the family is stunned.
I mean, it's surreal. I mean, I don't think there's books written on this on how to cope with something like this. It's difficult. I mean, didn't see this coming at all.
Police say Crimo confessed in detail to the shooting using semi-automatic rifle. ABC Chief Investigative Reporter Josh Margolin.
This carnage took place in just a few seconds, and it's a testament to how deadly and effective these weapons of war are, that he did not have a modified weapon. It was semi-automatic. He had to pull the trigger each round that he discharged from the rifle, and even so, he fired all of these rounds. They're saying upward of 80 rounds.
Jailed American basketball star Brittany Griner back in a Russian courtroom today. If convicted on drug charges, she could face a decade behind bars. You're listening to ABC News.
Big news. Greta Van Susteren is back, and she's on Newsmax. Tune into Newsmax at 6 p.m. Eastern tonight to watch The Record with Greta Van Susteren and get the real news. Plus, check out the new lineup of Rob Schmidt, Eric Bowling, and more. Newsmax is on all major cable and streaming platforms. If your cable system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them and demand it. And download the free Newsmax app on your phone. Make the switch to Newsmax today.
It's been a while since I gave myself a real chance to meet someone new.
Susan and John are two kindred spirits who rediscovered the romance they deserve on Silver Singles, the secure dating site for singles over 50.
John is a massive foodie like me. It's been amazing to experience some of my favorite things again with someone who makes my heart beat faster. I'm so glad I got back out there.
Sign up today at silversingles.com/love. That's silversingles.com/love.
American Airlines now digging deep to pay for a computer foul-up over the 4th of July holiday weekend. Technical problems removed about 1,200 pilots from the schedule. Now the airline says it will fork over triple pay to pilots who had to cover all those shifts. And British Airways now says it is cutting thousands of flights from its schedule due to staffing issues. The nation's highest civilian honor going to several Americans today at the White House.
The president will honor 17 Americans, including actor Denzel Washington, gymnast Simone Biles, former Congresswoman and gunshot survivor Gabby Giffords. Also on the list, civil rights attorney Fred Gray, World Cup champion Megan Rapinoe, and 2 honorees who've died. Senator John McCain and Apple co-founder Steve Jobs.
That's ABC's Andy Field. Baby formula from overseas that has helped fill the gap on store shelves across the country might be here to stay. The FDA now says it's working on new rules that would allow global makers of formula to continue selling here in the U.S. even after the current shortage eases. So how much would you pay for an iconic song?
The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind.
A studio recording from last year of Bob Dylan singing this song going up for auction at Christie's. Experts think it might go for over $1 million. It's the first studio recording of the song by Bob Dylan since the original in 1962. This is ABC News.
Are you more than $10,000 in debt? Feel like you're on a never-ending treadmill, staying in one place and never getting ahead with those minimum payments? You feel like there's no way out? Get off the endless debt treadmill and start saving money each month. There are programs in place to help you get free of your debt, and you don't have to pay the entire amount you owe. The program at Total Financial Freedom can help you get debt-free in months instead of decades. Call Total Financial now at 800-208-1312. 800-208-1312.
Sherry Preston, ABC News.
It's the time of year to come to NC Tractor for the selection of Massey Ferguson tractors and Bobcat zero-turn mowers. NC Tractor gives fantastic customer service, the best discounts possible, and it's a locally owned business. NC Tractor on Railroad Avenue is helping to make outdoor work more enjoyable. Should you have something that you can be proud of for a long time? Massey Ferguson and Bobcat zero-turn mowers. Come look them over. 299 Railroad Avenue, Rutherfordton. That phone number is 288-0395.
We're looking at some dangerous heat today with a heat advisory for some. Afternoon highs climbing into the mid-90s. We'll see feels like temperatures right around 105 to 106. And that heat will spark up some showers and thunderstorms, some of which could be on the strong to severe side. Damaging winds looking like our primary threat at this point. Into tonight, scattered showers and storms. We'll see mostly cloudy skies, temperatures in the mid-70s, and then another very hot day for our Friday with a few afternoon showers and storms. I'm meteorologist Anthony Baglione in the Weather Center.
Well, it looks like these threats of thunderstorms in the afternoon is going to be with us all the way through Sunday, at least as far as I can see right now with our weather forecast. All the way through Sunday, we'll have those threats of scattered thunderstorms in the afternoon. One rolled through yesterday in portions of the county, and there was some severe thunderstorm watches out for most of the area. Some sections got it and some sections didn't, but there are more of those happening today and tomorrow and through Sunday, as a matter of fact. The temperature is going to stay high today. We have a 92 for expected high with the heat index around 98 today. So that's going to be the same kind of summer, warmer weather we've had for the past few days. Due to the number of death announcements, I'm going to hold those off until after the Bill O'Reilly morning update. Keep having to step on top of him. But we'll have those following the Bill O'Reilly morning update today. And then we'll have the Old West stories and get into the caller and report. This announcement, though, that you might want to know about, a COVID-19 vaccination and booster clinic will be held at Isothermal Community College next week. Isothermal nursing students will assist in administering the vaccines at the event, supported by KEPRO, a community health care organization. The free clinic will be held on Thursday, July 14th from 10 until 4 in the lobby of the Foundation Performing Arts and Conference Center. Everyone aged 6 months and up is eligible. I read that right. Everyone aged 6 months and up is eligible. No insurance cards are required. If you have a vaccination card, KEPRO asks that you bring it along with you. Pfizer and Moderna vaccines and boosters will be available. For more information, you can contact Gwanda Wilkerson at 704-859-4059 for this information. For dependable tree service, why don't you call our friends at All Around Tree Service? They specialize in tree removal, tree trimming, raising of the canopy, and trimming around security lights to maximize your safety. Not only do they do a good job cutting them down, but they also haul off the debris. Call Johnny Davis. He's fully insured, honest, and professional, and stands ready to assist you in any tree service you desire. Call him today at 828-429-1956. That's All Around Tree Service, 828-429-1956. Good service there. Let me remind you also again about the scam alert. You may have gotten these calls or texts already. There's a scam going around our county where citizens are receiving text messages soliciting them to buy Rutherford County Sheriff's Office T-shirts. They are not selling T-shirts, and they are not texting you to sell T-shirts. So if you get one of these texts pretending to be the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office, ignore it, block it, or don't respond to it. If you receive this text or one similar to it, do not respond, do not share any personal information, and do not provide any financial information, because this is a scam. Now, McDowell County is also getting the same calls up there. They've asked us to pass the word on to you, those of you who are listening up in the McDowell County area. They are getting the same kind of calls up there, so it'd be wise to avoid those kind of things. And if your car warranty is running out again and again and again, you can always hang up on those folks, because I don't know how many times my car warranties run out. I tried to play with them some time back, and they said my car warranty is running out, so I punched on through it. And they said, "Could you tell me the make and model of your car?" And I said, "Well, if you know my warranty is running out, shouldn't you also know the make and model of my car?" But then they hung up on me. So sometimes I just want to play a game with them. Bill O'Reilly Morning Update is next.
Bill O'Reilly here, and I'm warming up. Stand by for the O'Reilly Update Morning Edition. But first, many timeshare owners are very upset because their yearly dues have nearly doubled. Well, Lone Star will guarantee the release of all liability to your timeshare in writing and in a specific time frame. With their A-plus rating at the Better Business Bureau, clients know that Lone Star Transfer is a company you can trust. For a free consultation, please go to LoneStarTransfer.com or call 855-551-7066. On this Wednesday, I have this thought. One of the hallmarks of the progressive left is that they do not respect your dissent from their dissent. Let me explain with the help of actress Jessica Chastain. On July 4th, the Academy Award winner posted a picture of herself giving 2 middle fingers to the Supreme Court. Jessica believes its recent decision to return abortion to state jurisdiction violates her reproductive rights. That phrase is right out of the liberal playbook, which Jessica reveres. Now, as a supporter of the traditional tenets that originally made America great, I respect Miss Chastain's dissent, even if she used immature imagery. However, I fully understand that Jessica and her crew do not afford those who are pro-life the same respect. It seems to me that trying to save unborn lives is a noble goal if reason is used. By that I mean, say a 10-year-old gets pregnant, as we have in the news now, well, that situation should be dealt with as a health emergency, not an abortion controversy. Reason and perspective are needed on complicated moral situations. But Jessica Chastain and many other pro-abortion people do not even consider the plight of the unborn. And that is wrong. Back after this. AMAC is the leading conservative advocacy and benefits organization. AMAC gives you access to exclusive benefits, insightful news, and a magazine full of uncensored content. They are pushing back against efforts to defund the police, weaken the borders, and corrupt our youth. But they need your help. Please stand with AMAC at amac.us. That's amac.us. That is the Morning O'Reilly Update. More analysis later on.
Live from beautiful downtown Whiteside Road in the Blue Room of WCAB, your connection to the world of entertainment and information is on the air. WCAB, what a way to spend a day.
Now I have these death announcements for this Thursday morning. Lily Marlene Mimi Barub, age 75, passed away Tuesday, July 5th at her residence. A memorial service will be conducted at 4:30 Saturday, July 9th at the Harrelson Funeral Chapel. In Harrelson, funeral and cremation services is serving the family of Lily Marlene Mimi Barub. Rachel May Medcalf Summy, age 94, died Monday, June 27th in Rutherfordton. A memorial service will be held Saturday, July 9th at 2:30 at the Spindale United Methodist Church. And Crow's Mortuary is assisting the family of Rachel Jane Medcalf Summy. Benny Lawler, age 82, of Rutherfordton, passed away Monday, July 4th. The family will receive friends from 6 p.m. until 8 p.m. today at McMahon's Funeral Home. The service will be at McMahon's Funeral Home Chapel at 11 o'clock today. 11 o'clock Friday, July 8th. Burial will be at Union Methodist Church Cemetery. And McMahon's Funeral Home and Cremation Services in charge of those arrangements for Benny Lawler. Benjamin H. Ben Bridges, age 64, of Forest City, died Monday, June 27th. The memorial service for Ben will be held at 4 o'clock Thursday, July 7th, today, in the Pageant and King Chapel, with a visitation from 3 until 4 o'clock prior to the service at the mortuary. The Pageant and King Mortuary and Crematory is in charge of the arrangements for Benjamin H. Ben Bridges. Elizabeth Love Morrison Luckadoo, 94 of 6 points, passed away Monday, July 4th. A memorial service will be held in the A.C. McKinney Memorial Chapel at Eggers Funeral Home on Thursday, July the 7th, that's today, at 11 o'clock. Burial will follow at the Googe Grove Baptist Church Cemetery. Eggers Funeral Home on Cliffside, serving the family of Elizabeth Love Morrison Luckadoo. Linda Keeter Stone, 63 of Rutherfordton, died Monday, July 4th. No services will be held at this time, and Washburn and Dorsey Funeral and Cremation Services in charge of the cremation service for Linda Keeter Stone. Steve Seawood Dyer, age 76 of Forest City, passed away Monday, July 4th. In honor of Steve's wishes, no formal services will be conducted. And Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Service is serving the family of Steve Seawood Dyer. John Jack Larkins, 82 of Rutherfordton, died Friday, July 1st at his residence. A memorial service will be held at a later date. And Mike Van's Funeral Home and Cremation Services in charge of those arrangements for John Jack Larkins of Rutherfordton. Aya Sunshine Hornback of Rutherfordton died Sunday, June 26th. Memorial services will be conducted by the family and will be held at a later date. And Mike Van's Funeral Home and Cremation Services is serving the family of Ira Sunshine Hornback of Rutherfordton, the infant daughter of Xander Phillips and Sarah Hornback. Amy T. Williams, 68 of Rutherfordton, died Monday, July 4th. The family is planning a visitation for a Saturday in July and service in Huntersville on Sunday. And those announcements will be made when they become available to us. Washburn and Dorsey Funeral Home is serving the family of Amy T. Williams. Those are the death announcements we have in-house this morning. For the complete information on these and others as they become available to us, we'll have those at 11:35 this morning, and then again at 5:10 as part of the afternoon report right here on WCAB in Rutherfordton.
When you want your ad dollars to reach the masses, call the sales team at WCAB. Call Tracy or Jim, 828-287-3356, 100.9 FM and 590 AM.
George Warren was born about 1845 in Massachusetts. His mother died when he was a child, and at the age of 10, he was sent to New Mexico to live with his father. Shortly afterward, Indians killed George's father and kidnapped him. George lived with the Indians until he was traded to some prospectors for 15 pounds of sugar. He learned the trade of his rescuers and became a prospector. In 1877, some friends grub-staked him and told him of a place in southeastern Arizona's Mule Mountains where there was probably some silver ore. By now, George was in the bottle most of the time, but still, he was able to do well. With some friends, he ended up founding the town of Bisbee, Arizona. Along with other holdings, George owned a piece of the Copper Queen mine. On July 4, 1880, George was attending an Independence Day celebration, and as usual, he had too much to drink. Horse racing was one of the recreational pastimes for the hard-working miners, and George Warren had a horse that he felt was faster than anything on four legs. So George bet his share of the Copper Queen on his horse and lost. Incidentally, the Copper Queen became the richest mine in the area. His share was worth $20 million. In today's money, that's the equivalent of $357 million. Less than a year later, George was declared insane and sent to an asylum in Phoenix. After about 4 years, he was released. George returned to Bisbee and spent the rest of his life as a local symbol of what happened to a person when he gets too deep in the bottle. You've just heard another story from Old West Radio. I'm Dakota Livesay.
When you're your taste buds are screaming for delicious, head over to Jesse James Railroad Express. Enjoy fresh cooked burgers, garden salads, hot dogs any way you like, French fries. Enjoy a refreshing milkshake or a hand-dipped ice cream cone. They're open Monday through Saturday, 11 to 4, closed Wednesday and Sunday. That's Jesse James Railroad Express, 531 Railroad Avenue in Ruth. Call ahead, 828-447-4644. And Mondays only, hot dogs with mustard, chili, and onions, only $1.24 each. All aboard the Jesse James Railroad Express.
Now it's 7:20 on this tremendous Thursday morning. Let's see if we can get some information from Ravalli County. And our first stop, of course, will be the Sheriff's Department and Sheriff Chris Francis. Good morning, and how are you doing?
I'm blessed. Hope you're well, Jim Bishop.
I am indeed. I am blessed as well, but way beyond my measures.
No doubt.
What is on the report today?
In the last 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office has responded to 138 calls of service. There have been 8 arrests processed at county jail. Currently incarcerated, we have 195. Among those arrested, Sabrina McClure Haney, 35-year-old female of Union Mills, was charged with assault and battery. We'll see a district court judge for bond. Timothy Matthew Heiss, 34-year-old male of Far City, was charged on probation violation and received a $10,000 secure bond. J. William Hamrick, 51-year-old male of Spindale, was charged with failure to appear and received a $6,000 secure bond. Seth Brandon Green, 20-year-old male of Ellenboro, was charged with 3 counts of failure to appear. Possession of meth, received a $5,000 secure bond. James Taylor Elliott, 26-year-old male of Rutherford, was charged with breaking and entering with intent to terrorize and assault on a female and received a $25,000 secure bond. Brandon Scott Ross, 40-year-old male of Far City, was charged with assault on a female. See district court judge for bond. Tiffany Jackson Cavender, 33-year-old female of Mill Springs, was charged with failure to appear and received a $500 secure bond. Among our incidents, we had an ID theft on Well Road in Rutherford. Unknown suspect had opened up a bank account with the victim's information without consent. We had a larceny of a catalytic converter valued at $500 taken from Bostic First Baptist Church. We had a break and enter and larceny on Hudlow Road in Union Mills. There was Coors Bang 6-pack valued at $10, a steel 170 chainsaw valued at $300, Red Beach Bomb speaker valued at $30, and a 12-gauge pump shotgun valued at $300 taken in that incident. We had debit card fraud reported on Tom's Lake. Someone used the victim's debit card information without authorization to make several purchases. And we had a break and entering with intent to terrorize and assault on a female, Whitesides Road in Rutherford. And this is where James Taylor Elliott, 26, was taken into custody. And Jim, that's what we had to report today.
Sheriff, we've been mentioning this, but give a word from your vantage point about this scam alert where people pretending to sell T-shirts for the Sheriff's Department.
That's very frustrating. I've seen this with other agencies in the past. They'll call and they'll utilize an agency's name, and this time, unfortunately, it was the Sheriff's Office, and they were just trying to say that we were raising money selling T-shirts. Unfortunately, we're not. That is a scam. So please don't follow that. I don't know how many that calls were made, but we have had several folks complain on that. So we want to get the word out as quick as possible that was not us, and we don't want people to get their money taken from them for sure, especially not when you're using our name in vain like that.
Sure, thank you very much. You be safe out there today, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
We're stopping by 911 Communication Center this morning to see what calls they've received in the past 24 hours or so. And here's Marie to give us that information. Hi, Marie.
Good morning.
What's on that report?
Okay, in the past 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office 911 Communication Centers processed 399 911 and administrative calls, which consisted of 49 for EMS. For law enforcement, the Sheriff's Department had 138, Forest City had 111, Lake Lure had 10, Rutherford had 65, Spindle had 50. For fire calls, Forest City responded to a residential fire alarm. Hudlow respond to a residential fire alarm. Lake Lure respond to a residential fire alarm. And Shingle Hollow respond to a motor vehicle accident. And that's all I have for the morning.
Thanks so much. You have a good day.
Thank you, you too.
Bye. And now we're heading over toward Washburn Store. Let me ask you, what do you have on your agenda for today? Why don't you write on that list, visit Washburn Store? Or if you don't make a list, to-do list, just edge it in your brain, visit Washburn Store. You can find all kinds of things. If you need a hat to wear outside when you're working in the yard, they've got some of those. They have some gloves, and if you need some new pots and pans, they've got plenty of those for you. Hot ginger ale, like a mild ginger ale. They have toys. They have candies. They have bottles. They have cornmeal, corn shellers. They've got wind chime. On and on we could go. Listen, if I've told you can just about find anything at Washburn Store. Well, you can if you'll shop over there, and you'll find them really easy to work with. Very friendly, very friendly staff. That's Washburn General Store between Bostic and Sunshine on the Bostic Sunshine Highway, right there, smack dab in the middle of Washburn community. Here's Ruby Taylor now reporting from Danielstown SDO Fire District. Ruby, how you doing?
I'm okay.
Good. What's on the report?
Well, as far as I know, the fire department didn't have anything. I didn't hear anything on the scanner. On my birthday calendar, I've got Sarah Cole, Chris Stamey, Vanessa Baynard, and Judy Magala having birthdays today, and I hope they all have a nice day. And the signs are in the range today and going to Secrets tomorrow. And that's all I got, Jim.
And I hope you have a nice day as well, Ruby.
You too.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Does your financial advisor take the time to really listen to you? Is your financial strategy personalized for you and your family? Will your financial advisor be there as your life and financial situation change? Hi, I'm Andrew Tisdale, your local Edward Jones financial advisor. When we work together, we focus what's important to you. We create a personalized strategy backed by our advice, our tools, and resources to help you reach your goals. And we partner together to help your strategy stay on track no matter what happens. Contact me at any time at 828-287-9197. We'll sit down, talk, and we're going to make a strategy that's right for you.
Now we're headed up the mountain, climbing the mountain, climbing up Sunshine Mountain, up to Fairfield Mountain, that is. And here's Gary Wilson to give us the news. Gary, good morning.
We're climbing to the top of those mountains, see if I can find some cool air, but I don't know what we've got now.
Well, I don't know if any is available or not. It sure hadn't been showing itself, has it?
It was a steamy day yesterday, I know that. We had about 93 yesterday before the rain and the thunder and the lightning come through. And hadn't had some rain, but a lot of lightning and thunder. The air's hot and humid right now, so it's going to be pop-up thunderstorms every afternoon, so it's going to be pretty nasty.
Yes, I believe so.
And the day sound like more of the same, about low to mid-90s and steamy weather and thunderstorms in the afternoon. And best thing to do, stay hydrated, stay out of the heat, because especially the
heat index around 98 today.
98, my goodness. Check on the elderly and people that are shut in and make sure they're okay. And got air and water and everything, because it's not going to be a good day to be outside. But we're quiet overnight as far as fire calls go. And sitting here this morning, about 72 degrees and humid already, and we'll cool off eventually. And we wish we had some of this warm weather, I guess, about another 3 or 4 months. So
yeah.
We're hard to please.
We are hard to please. We're just never satisfied, are we?
I know. That's all we got up here, Jim.
Garrett, thanks so much. Enjoy your day up there and stay cool as you can, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Talk to you then.
Bye.
It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide a daycare service for an aging parent or a loved one. You can always depend on Rutherford Life Services for a safe facility that offers medical monitoring, nutritional meals, fun activities, and is a loving environment. Rutherford Life is licensed by the State of North Carolina Division of Aging. They will be glad to answer any questions you may have. Call them at 288-1697. Rutherford Life Services offers a trained staff of professionals who you can entrust your loved one to. Rutherford Life Services is located at 230 Fairground Road in Spindale.
Now at 29 past 7 and 70 degrees here at Rutherford. Let's go find what it's like over in Boston. Good morning, DeVern Upton. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing great, too.
Well, good. Well, up here in Boston, we have a temperature of 70 degrees. We're very thankful for the rain we are getting. The fire department had no calls. Food boxes will be given out from 9 to 12:30 today at Washburn's Outreach. If you need one, go by there. It's located down behind Washburn's store. Don't forget to stop in at Whistle Stop Bakery. Check Ruthie's items out. She has some wonderful bakery. And hope everyone has a wonderful and safe day.
You have a great day as well, DeVern. Thanks for keeping us posted, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Cheryl, I've been talking to Tommy and David, the outside salesmen at Henson Building Materials in Forest City. They're going to help us navigate through our remodeling project.
Well, I know they have tons of experience, so we'll be in good hands.
Good hands is right. Even professional builders shop there because they trust the quality products and service.
And did you know they have a great relationship with our community, too? Oh, they're so nice.
Henson Building Materials, 177 Duke Street, Forest City.
Building starts here.
Your car's best friend can be RS Speedy Lube Service Center. That's because RS Speedy Lube Service Center and Car Wash can keep your car or truck running clean with a regular oil change. They check the fluids and vacuum out the car and have you on your way in no time. Go next door for a radiator or transmission flush, brakes, exhaust, CV joints, and service for big trucks and campers also available. Pull next door to the RS Speedy Automatic Car Wash and make your car happy with a clean, all under and all over car wash. It's all at RS Service Center and Car Wash on Railroad Avenue in Rutherford-Ton.
All right, let's head over toward Hudlow Fire District. Bob Hodge is on the phone with me right now. Bob, good morning.
Well, good Thursday morning.
Bob, how long has it been? How long has it been since you took your shoes and socks off and waded in a little cool mountain stream? How long has it been since you've done that?
Do what now?
How long has it been since you took your shoes and socks off and waded in a cool mountain stream just to cool off a little bit?
Well, it's been quite a while. I used to do it pretty often there. Go to the branch and wade in the branch there, but
yeah,
it's been a good while since I've done that. But
almost afraid to do that anymore with so much stuff in those creeks anymore.
yeah, but yeah, that used to be the thing when we was raising up. We'd go to the creek, jump in it there, and summer there. But it's been a good while since I've done that. But them was the good old days, Jim.
They were. Didn't have any problems in the world.
Didn't have no problem. Well, we didn't have all this communication we got now, all these TVs and things.
That's true. That's true. 24-hour news. 24-hour news. They got to find something to report.
That's right. Oh, well, Jim, we're doing just fine up here this morning, and had a little fog early, but it's lifting a little bit up here right now, and may look like we're going to get some more of them storms are passing through later on today. And with the fire department, we've answered a medical call and one fire alarm call. And Regina and Andy Walker, wedding anniversary today. And Jim, that's about it up here on this Thursday morning, and I hope you have a good day.
Thanks, Bob. You and I, Regina, have a good one as well, and thanks for letting us check in with you, and I'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
Bye-bye. Bye. Nobody gets a better deal than the customers at Sisk Family Ford. They have a proven record of the best deals. Sisk Family Ford, Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealer, has recently been recognized as the #1 Ford dealer in customer satisfaction in the Southeast. That speaks well of their commitment to serve their customers well. Look for all the new design 2021 F-150 at Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealership. That's Sisk Family Ford, Oak Street, Forest City. Now we're going over to the Cherry Mountain Fire District to get a report from Sue Price, see what's been happening over in that nice, quiet neighborhood. Sue, it seems like it's always quiet over there.
I know.
You're doing a good job.
To live.
You're doing a good job.
To live. Well, I didn't have any calls from the fire department.
have one birthday on my personal calendar, nothing on my church calendar this morning. It's for Emily Forstinger. So I hope Emily's going to have a good day. And let's see, First Broad doesn't have anything for today. And, of course, Emily is on Fairview's calendar, so we hope she'll have a good day. And that's the only birthdays I have, and no anniversaries. It's just not too many celebrating. But we hope anybody that's having a birthday or anniversary will have a real good day on their special day. And in my announcements, the Golden Valley Community Club will be meeting on the 18th at 7 p.m., and everyone's welcome. So come on out. We start with a covered dish meal and then have the business meeting. And so far, that's the only announcement I have. It's just quiet and calm, looking for a good day, and I hope you'll have one, Jim.
You have one as well, Sue, and I'll see you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Did you know that approximately 34% of women worldwide are affected by urinary incontinence? But there is good news. You don't have to suffer anymore. Brock Family Care in Forest City is excited to introduce a breakthrough treatment for urinary incontinence called BTL Emsella. All you have to do is sit on the Emsella chair for 30 minutes fully clothed, 2 times a week for 3 weeks, and your quality of life will significantly improve. Sound interesting? Then call 828-382-7282 to learn more about this amazing treatment, or visit our website at www.brockfamilycare.com.
If someone should ask you, who do you call for a good, dependable tree service? Well, do what I did. Call All Around Tree Service. They specialize in tree removal, tree trimming, raising of the canopy, and trimming around security lights to maximize your safety. Call Johnny Davis. He's fully insured, honest, and professional, and stands ready to assist you in any tree service you desire. So if you're not sure who to call somebody you can depend on. Call All Around Tree Service at 828-429-1956. That's All Around Tree Service, 429-1956. Now let's go over to Shingle Hollow, North Carolina. That's where we'll find Tina White. Good morning, Tina.
Good morning. How are you, Jim?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good, too. Well, in Shingle Hollow this morning, it is 70 degrees. Fire department didn't have anything except yesterday morning that I reported about the overturned vehicle with no injuries. And for birthdays today, we have Miss Audrey Brown. I hope she has a wonderful birthday today. And no anniversaries or other birthdays on the other church calendar that I see. Vacation Bible School Kickoff on Saturday at Piney Knob Baptist Church. They invite everyone to come out and bring your kids, grandkids. They're going to have inflatables and serve pizza from 11 to 1 at Piney Knob Baptist Church. And then their Bible school will begin on Monday the 11th and go through the 15th from 5:30 to 8:30. Also, Maple Creek Baptist Church. No, not Maple. Excuse me. Mountain Creek Baptist Church is having their Bible school July 10th through the 13th. It starts at 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. If you would like a ride, you can call 287-7159 and they'll get you there. And that's all I have this morning.
So you're doing well.
Well, this humidity's getting to me.
Is
Short
it?
of breath.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, that affects a lot of people.
It does, and to God be the glory. I can still get up and move around a little bit and talk, so I just thank God for that.
That's good. Good. I just got a text earlier this morning from a family member. My sister, who is up in her mid-80s, I think, maybe a little older, she fell yesterday afternoon and went to ER, and she had broke her shoulder and 2 fractures in her pelvis. So,
no.
So she may have to have surgery. I don't know yet. I've been able to make contact since I found the note this morning, but she's in bad shape this morning, so hopefully she's going to be all right. But I just got that note, and got to find out what's going on after I get off the air this morning.
Well, I will be praying for her, and I'm so sorry to hear that. That falls are terrible, especially as we age.
Yes.
And, painful. So I will keep her in my prayers.
I appreciate that, and you continue to improve, and I will see you next time.
Okay, have a great day. Be safe, and God bless you.
Thanks, Tina. Bye-bye.
Thinking about the departure of a loved one through death is a subject we don't like to talk about. However, pre-planning or prepaying for a funeral is a consideration and responsible thing to do. With so many options available today, it's important to speak with someone you can trust and someone who can help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved ones. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory is recognized as one of the best family-run funeral homes. It's a family tradition, and they know how to care for your family. Any questions you might have, they will be happy to answer. Call Crow's Mortuary and Cremation Services at 286-2304.
As I mentioned yesterday, Brenda Kelly's out of pocket this week. I think making a trip maybe somewhere, but we'll miss her and get her back in here on Saturday morning, I believe she said. But right now we're heading over toward Ellenboro. That's where Luther Gilligan hangs his hat or drinks his coffee or walks the street or hopefully collects us some news this morning. Good morning, Luther.
Well, that's the place you need to be, downtown Ellenboro, where we can do without things we have to have.
I hear you.
But it's quiet down here this morning. Had a quiet day yesterday. There wasn't anything going on. Fire department didn't have any calls, didn't have anything happening. It was just a good, quiet day. So not a whole lot going on down the eastern end of the county. So you have a great day up there. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, I'll check on you tomorrow.
All right, take care now.
All right, bye. That's the Ellenboro Report. Nice and quiet this morning. It's time for birthdays and anniversaries for the 7th day of July, July the 7th. July the 7th birthdays and anniversaries can be called in to Todd now at 287-3356, 287-3356. And we'll get those in as quickly as we can this morning. And hopefully maybe get in touch with the folks that are Drop In Family Mart as well during that time. Meanwhile, if you heading for breakfast this morning, want to go by Granny B's, go see what they've got for breakfast. They know how to cook one, I'll tell you. Granny B's a great cook over there, and she will do it just like you like it. And you'll enjoy it, and you'll be back for more and more every time, every morning for breakfast time. You'll think, hey, I need to go to Granny B's. They got a great breakfast. And lunch is good, too. Those subs are outstanding. You can tell them what you want on those subs, and they'll fix those for you. Choice of meats. It's great. Great place. I'm glad they're close by, and I'm glad they're locally owned and locally run. And that's Granny B's. They're in Spindale on Main Street, right next door to the Shake Shop. Meanwhile, if you're out about also shopping, looking around for a place to support local folks, and you need to think about Drop-In Family Grocery. They're in Bostic, on the Bostic Sunshine Highway. They're right out of Bostic, across from the post office. You'll find an excellent drop-in with excellent grocery selections and fresh produce. And my goodness, a great meat market back there. Fresh cut meats, unlike you'll find any other place. Why don't you check it out and maybe get some ribs for the weekend, some roast or ham or whatever you like to cook on the grill. They've got it. And while you're there, if you get hungry, they got a deli unsurpassed, and they got wonderful, wonderful breakfast choices, including breakfast pizza. Check what they've got for you and your family as you shop today and tomorrow and this weekend at the Drop-In Family Mart there on the Bostic Sunshine Highway. Bostic.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday wishes going out to Charlene Tony and Tony Bumgardner, also having a birthday today. Other birthdays include Satchel Paige, a Hall of Fame pitcher, born in 1906. 1917, Red Sovine, a country singer, was born. Is he the one who did the CB radio songs, Todd? I believe he was. 1927, Doc Severinsen, a trumpeter, was born. 1927, Charlie Louvin, the country singer, was born. He died in 2011. 1940, Ringo Starr, the drummer for the Beatles, was born. Some of the events on this day, including chocolate introduced to Europe in 1550. First comic book is published, The Wasp, in 1802. 1863, the first military draft by the U.S. 1928, sliced bread sold for the first time. 1948, 6 female reservists become the first women sworn into regular U.S. Navy. This is National Dive Bar Day, National Father-Daughter Take-a-Walk Day, National Father-Daughter Take-a-Walk Day, National Macaroni Day, and National Strawberry Sundae Day. I like that one. Now you're up to date to the date. Ellen Edwards is having a birthday today as well. Now you're up to date on this date in history here on WCAB. Keys to Confident Living coming up next.
Edmond Gravely was flying with his wife Janice from Rocky Mountain Wilson Airport in North Carolina to Statesboro, Georgia, when he died at the controls of his plane. His wife, who was not a licensed pilot, had to find a way to land the plane by herself. She picked up the microphone of the radio and kept calling, "Help, help, won't someone help me? My pilot is unconscious." Various control towers throughout the area heard her calls, but every time they tried to respond to her, she had changed the channel on the radio. After 2 hours of flying, she made a crash landing and crawled for 45 minutes to a farmhouse. Did you ever think God was not listening to you? Did you think He didn't want to answer your prayers? Maybe God wasn't the problem after all. Maybe you kept changing the channel all the time. When we don't get the answer right away we are looking for, we start going someplace else looking for what we want. Many of us have a tendency to jump to conclusions, or to a new project, or a new mate, or whatever seems to come to our mind at the time, rather than be patient and give God time to work in our behalf. And like the lady in our story, we crash land our lives after an extended time of flying blind. The psalmist David said, "Be still before the Lord, and wait patiently for Him." This is Bill Hostler with today's Key to Confident Living.
Live from beautiful downtown Whiteside Road in the Blue Room of WCAB, your connection to the world of entertainment.
from ABC News. I'm Sherry Preston. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson announcing minutes ago he will be stepping down.
It is clearly now the will of the Parliamentary Conservative Party that there should be a new leader of that party and therefore a new Prime Minister. And I've agreed with Sir Graham Brady, the chairman of our backbench MPs, that the process of choosing that new leader should begin now.
Johnson's administration had been plagued by a series of scandals, including holding parties during COVID lockdown and promoting a member of his own party to a key post, even though Johnson knew of sexual misconduct allegations against him. As the first court appearance is held for the alleged Highland Park, Illinois shooter, the 21-year-old man's father is speaking out. Here's ABC's Alex Stone.
Robert Cremo Jr. is the alleged shooter's father, agreeing to talk to ABC News. Cremo Jr. claims before the 4th of July, he and his wife asked their son if he had any plans for the holiday and that he said no. If he saw any red flags before the shooting, he tells us,
not an inkling, warning that, something like this was going to happen. I mean, the night before, 13 hours earlier, I spent almost an hour with him.
We know Cremo Jr. will be investigated by police for signing off to allow his son to buy a gun underage. Alex Stone, ABC News, Highland Park, Illinois.
A new report on the Uvalde shootings showing that a police officer had the gunman in his sights but did not take the shot because he was waiting for his supervisor's permission.
The assessment from Texas State University's Advanced Law Enforcement Rapid Response Training said the officer turned to get confirmation from his supervisor, and by the time he turned back, the suspect had entered the school. Given the circumstances, the assessment said the officer could have concluded himself use of deadly force was warranted.
That's ABC's Aaron Katursky. Jailed basketball star Brittany Griner returns to a Russian courtroom today for her trial amid growing calls for Washington to do more to secure her release. You're listening to ABC News.
Are you more than $10,000 in debt? Feel like you're on a never-ending treadmill, staying in one place and never getting ahead with those minimum payments? You feel like there's no way out? Get off the endless debt treadmill and start saving money each month. There are programs in place to help you get free of your debt, and you don't have to pay the entire amount you owe. The program at Total Financial Freedom can help you get debt-free in months instead of decades. Resolve your credit card debt, signature loans, department store cards, internet loans, and even timeshares. Call now at 800-208-1312 for free information. For over 15 years, Total Financial Freedom has helped thousands get out of debt. They're A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, too. Get off the endless cycle without having to declare bankruptcy. You'll have the right to get your debt resolved for a mere fraction of what you owe. Call Total Financial now at 800-208-1312. That's 800-208-1312. 800-208-1312.
Another sentencing today, this time in federal court for the former cop convicted of kneeling on George Floyd's neck, killing him in March of 2020.
Former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin was already sentenced to 22 and a half years in state court for the murder of George Floyd, and today he'll be sentenced in federal court for violating Floyd's civil rights. Chauvin made a plea deal in December, agreeing to a 20 to 25-year sentence. Prosecutors want 25 years, saying this murder was in cold blood, while Chauvin's defense is asking for 20, saying he accepts responsibility. As part of the deal, he would serve both sentences at the same time, but in federal prison, which could have more favorable conditions. Lionel Moyes, ABC News.
Airports across the country are getting help to expand. The Biden administration this morning announcing grants totaling nearly $1 billion to upgrade terminals. The Bulls are running again. Racing through the narrow streets of Pamplona, Spain, Bulls and people shoulder to shoulder for the first time since the start of the pandemic. Among those running in the San Fermin Festival, American Don Story.
It was brilliant. The waiting was almost harder than the run. We waited and waited and waited, and then all of a sudden the Bulls were there, and there was lots of people.
And nobody was seriously hurt or gored, but several runners did get bumps and bruises. This is ABC News.
I was 53, divorced, and ready to get back out there. I was unsure about dating sites, but I signed up for Silver Singles and quickly met Lily.
Mark and Lily rediscovered the romance they deserve on Silver Singles, the secure dating site for 50-plus singles who know what they want.
Lily's a lover of the great outdoors like me, and we instantly connected over it.
If you're like Mark and want to rediscover that feeling, sign up today at silversingles.com/love. That's silversingles.com/love.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Another day with dangerous heat on tap. We'll see temperatures this afternoon in the mid-90s. A heat advisory for some with feels like temperatures up to about 105 to 106. Scattered showers and thunderstorms are going to be likely. Then for tonight, we'll see scattered showers and storms. Mid-70s for temperatures. And then our Friday, another same story, very hot and humid with showers and storms into the afternoon. We'll see partly cloudy skies and temperatures topping out in the low to mid-90s by tomorrow afternoon. I'm meteorologist Anthony Baglione in the Weather Center.
And currently we have 71 degrees, still cloudy out there. There may still be, where you are, some patchy fog. It was pretty obvious this morning. It's burned off out here, but wherever you're traveling, there might be some of that, so around the creeks and branches. So please watch out for that as you travel this morning, trying our best to keep you safe and sound during this hot season. And remember the hot weather, the humidity. We need to keep watches on our elderly neighbors. They may not be aware of what's going on, so keep them safe. Keep them hydrated with some cool water and a fan. If they don't have air conditioning, get them a fan of some kind and check with them. And keep your pets safe as well. If they're outdoors, make sure they have plenty of water to drink all day long. And if you can bring them in where it's cooler, that'd be great as well. We've got some news from here and there this morning coming up.
Smith Drugs of Forest City, we are continue to offer the COVID-19 rapid testing and the COVID-19 vaccinations. Please call our pharmacy at 828-245-4591 with any questions or concerns that you may have. You may also visit our website at smithsdrugsfc.com and schedule your COVID rapid 19 test or your vaccination. Again, if you have any questions, please call our pharmacy at 828-245-4591.
Smith's Drugs of Forest City is offering the flu vaccines. You can walk in Monday through Friday or by appointment only on Saturdays. The Dream Station and System 1 CPAP customers, if you need assistance registering your recall devices, you can call the Home Medical Department at 245-4591. And Smith's Drugs has a large selection of in-stock mastectomy bras, now half price. So come by our Home Equipment Department on West Main Street in Forest City. Smith's Drugs, 245-4591. Sign-up forms are now available for the Meet Me at the Fountain 5K race to be held on Saturday, July the 23rd. Go to smithsdrugsfc.com.
Well, the Braves are on a roll right now. They won the last three games. Monday, Braves over the Cardinals 6-3. Tuesday, Braves over the Cardinals 7-1. And then last night, the Braves over the Cardinals 3-0. And they play one more game with the Cardinals. That'll be tonight. Then they'll go to the Washington Nationals for a series. And that'll be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with the Nationals. Right here on the Braves Network for the Foothills, WCAB. Some stories from here and there you may or may not know about. The Daily Courier is reporting about if you drive through Rutherfordton right now and there next to the courthouse, you'll see some vacant land. The plot of the land beside the Rutherford County Courthouse is downtown Rutherfordton is transforming. The construction workers are almost finished with the project as the dilapidated structure known as the Legal Grounds Building was demolished and removed. Rutherfordton Town Manager Doug Barrick said the lot will likely be seeded and straw will be put in place this week. There's still a little bit of work to do on the wall on the building adjacent to the lot. I think by the end of the week they will be 100% through. According to Barrick, by the end of July, the town will file a bill with the court, and the owners of the property, Cynthia and Doug Grundall, will have a set amount of time to repay the town. If they don't pay the bill, which is expected to be approximately $375,000 for demolition and cleanup of the site and legal fees, the property will be put up for bid via public auction. Officials say this could happen by late October or early November. Bidding for the property would start at the amount of the bill. The town will officially take full ownership if no one else comes forward to bid on the property. Officials went through the remains of the building and made an effort to save what could be saved. This includes the heavy front doors, some stained glass, the bar, some of the wood, and other small fixtures. All of these items are in storage. Members of the public may eventually be able to purchase some of them at auction. Some of the items may be used in any future construction on the site as an homage to the previous building. The structure originally at the site was built in 1912. It was first a bank and later was a successful drugstore for decades. It was last known as Legal Grounds, which was a coffee shop, restaurant, and then they turned it into a restaurant bar. The owners did not maintain the building, and it had become dilapidated and dangerous, according to this article. The NC Superior Court ultimately deemed the property a public nuisance after which the town took action to clean up the property of the old building there. It looks a little different. Go through there, that vacant lot standing there, which was once an old historical building. Well, Rutherford County has received its first payment from the National Opioid Settlement, and more is to come. Rutherford County Finance Director Paula Roach assured the county commissioners after a meeting Tuesday that all the money received through the settlement is being placed in its own account, as it will be spent per the commissioner's direction to directly address the problems associated with opioid addiction. Rutherford County recently received its first installment from the settlement, $229,847. County government officials expect a second payment of $505,477 later this summer. In total, Rutherford County is set to receive close to $6 million. This amount will be distributed to Rutherford County over a period of 18 years. The largest payments will be this year through 2031, and then regular annual payments of $2,006 between 2032 and 2038. County Manager Steve Garrison and his staff, along with other community stakeholders, will be meeting in August to begin formulating a plan for how the money will ultimately be spent. Earlier this year, NC Attorney General Josh Stein announced final approval of the $26 billion opioid settlement agreement with the nation's three major drug companies over their role in the nationwide opioid crisis. North Carolina will receive a total of $750 million, most of which will go directly to county governments to use to battle the opioid crisis in each individual counties. County Commissioner Chairman Ryan King is pleased the settlement money has already been flowing. We, Rutherford County, were one of the first counties to file suit against the drug companies for their role in this crisis. These funds will allow us to directly address the effects of the opioid crisis that has had on Rutherford County, according to Commissioner King. So that's good money well spent for us here in the county. Well, North Carolina House Republicans pushed Wednesday for a constitutional amendment that would have voters elect members of the State Board of Education from each congressional district, a move that would erode the governor's appointment authority to the panel. The current rules have 11 members appointed by the governor serving on the board alongside Republican Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson and State Treasurer Del Folwell. The board would expand under the amendment to 14 elected members, in line with North Carolina gaining a congressional seat in 2022, and add the statewide elected superintendent of public instruction as chairperson. The proposed amendment, if approved by the General Assembly in the final days of the legislative session, would appear as a ballot question in the November general election. Representative Hugh Blackwell, a Burke County Republican who chairs the House Education Committee, said, quote, every voter will have an equal opportunity rather than a single individual who resides in the governor's mansion to be able to pick those people for the voters. The Education Committee voted 14-7 to recommend the legislation, which now heads to the House Rules Committee. Blackwell said he does not expect the bill to reach the floor Wednesday, a sign that prospects for the passage this year could be waning. Some Democrats on the committee argued a system based on congressional districts rather than the 8 current education districts drawn by the General Assembly could reduce minority representation on the board. They cited past controversies over redistricting and allegations that boundaries were tainted by racial bias. Governor has named Democrats to several board seats since he took office in 2017. The board's Democratic majority in 2021 voted to adopt new K-12 social studies standards that encourage teachers to discuss racism, discrimination, and the perspective of marginalized groups. Republican members called the standards anti-American, anti-capitalist, and anti-democratic. Blackwell said that suggests that education is a nonpartisan issue is maybe to deceive ourselves. Local citizens have the opportunity to directly purchase locally grown food and donate it to low-income citizens who are food insecure. The Rutherford County Office of the North Carolina Cooperative Extension partners with the Rutherford County Farmers Market with its donation station program. Customers at the farmers market may donate food purchased at the market to the donation station on the third Saturday of July and August. They may also make cash donations. According to Hannah Bundy of Cooperative Extension, June's donation station was a big success. We were able to donate 71.5 pounds of produce to Hickory Nut Gorge Outreach. We received $149 in donations, which helped to make this possible. July's donation station collections will be given to Chase Corner Ministries. According to Tate, Chase Corner Ministries is seeing more and more citizens who have fallen on hard times with growing levels of food insecurity. It's getting scarier out there. I'm also seeing a lot more homeless people. Crystal Tate said, the executive director of Chase Corner Ministries. We have some come by on bicycles with just a backpack seeking help. Some live in their cars. Some are able to stay occasionally in motels. Many of the people assisted by Chase Corner Ministries have homes and jobs or on fixed incomes, but for various reasons they're coming up short and having trouble buying food. So Tate says she can see a stark difference in the needs of the people seeking assistance now versus 7 or 8 years ago. So they're trying their best to help out with these folks who seriously need help. 16 past 8 o'clock. More in just a moment.
Saving money is easy when you shop at Jay's Discount Grocery. From snack foods to vegetables, fresh fruits to fresh cut meats, paper products, cleaning supplies, dog food, and so much more. You know, you just never know what you'll find at Jay's. So shop and save today. They're located at 671 Oak Street in Forest City, right beside the Hospice Resale Store. You know, when you shop at Jay's, you always walk out with money left over in your pocket. Ballstick Florist now has a showroom full of gorgeous home decor. Now available, stylish lamps, a new line of candles called Root Candles, wreaths, beautiful lifelike artificial flowers and plants, and so much more. And of course, they always have been and will be your local hometown friendly florist that can deliver some of the most beautiful arrangements. Or if you have an event coming up, call on Ballstick Florist. They have trained professionals to help make your day special. Whatever it is, they're located at 196 North Main Street in Ballstick.
We've got a Thursday going on here this morning, the 7th day of July. It's July 7th. It's been a long time ago since July 4th, it seems, doesn't it? Here we're on the 7th, coming up on this closing out this first week, 17 minutes after 8 o'clock. Say, do yourself a favor. Why don't you do yourself a favor and get some good food at Scrappy's Food and Fuel? If you'd like a great hot dog or a hand-breaded chicken tender, onion rings, or juicy hamburger, then your next stop should be Scrappy's Food and Fuel for lunch. If you like a full breakfast, served Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. until 2 p.m., then these hot handmade biscuits, cathead biscuits, are ready for you. And they'll cook them early. They'll keep them hot. They'll keep them fresh. You really need to check out their menu for many, many great choices for breakfast and also for lunch. Homemade chicken salad, homemade pasta salad, hamburgers, hot dogs, onion rings. Check it out for sure. If I'm recommending it, I know it must be good, right? Store is open until 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday for your favorite snacks and gasoline fill-ups. Scrappy's Food and Fuel is on the corner of Chase High Road and Highway 221. Scrappy's Food and Fuel, locally owned and operated, just below Floyd's Creek Baptist Church. Stop by Scrappy's Food and Fuel and get yourself some breakfast this morning, or maybe some lunch, or take some stuff with you to work and make your workers feel happy that you brought them some breakfast this morning. 18 past 8 o'clock, the sheriff was with us this morning. Sheriff Chris Francis gave us the news report from his department. We recorded it for broadcast at this time.
In the last 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office has responded to 138 calls of service. There have been 8 arrests processed at county jail. Currently incarcerated, we have 195. Among those arrested, Sabrina McClure Haney, 35-year-old female of Union Mills, was charged with assault and battery. We'll see a district court judge for bond. Timothy Matthew Heiss, 34-year-old male of Forest City, was charged on probation violation and received a $10,000 secure bond. J. William Hamrick, 51-year-old male of Spindale, was charged with failure to appear and received a $6,000 secure bond. Seth Brandon Green, 20-year-old male of Ellenboro, was charged with 3 counts of failure to appear. Possession of meth, received a $5,000 secure bond. James Taylor Elliott, 26-year-old male of Ruston, was charged with breaking and entering with intent to terrorize and assault on a female and received a $25,000 secure bond. Brandon Scott Ross, 40-year-old male of Forest City, was charged with assault on a female. See district court judge for bond. Tiffany Jackson Cavender, 33-year-old female of Mill Springs, was charged with failure to appear and received a $500 secured bond. Among our incidents, we had an ID theft on Well Road in Roseton. Unknown suspect had opened up a bank account with the victim's information without consent. We had a larceny of a catalytic converter valued at $500 taken from Boston First Baptist Church. We had a break and enter and larceny on Hudler Road in Union Mills. There was Coors Bang 6-pack valued at $10, a steel 170 chainsaw valued at $300, Red Beach Bomb speaker valued at $30, and a 12-gauge pump shotgun valued at $300 taken in that incident. We had debit card fraud reported on Tom's Lake. Someone used the victim's debit card information without authorization to make several purchases. And we had a breaking and entering with intent to terrorize and assault on a female, Whitesides Road in Rutherford. And this is where James Taylor Elliott, 26, was taken into custody. And Jim, that's what we had to report today.
Thank you very much, Sheriff Chris Francis, for that report. This reminder, all of you, those who keep up with this and like to know about these kind of things, a COVID-19 vaccination and booster clinic will be held at Isothermal Community College next week. Isothermal nursing students will assist in administering the vaccines at the event, supported by KEPRO, a community health care organization. The free clinic will be held on Thursday, July 14th, that's a week from today, from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. in the lobby of the Foundation Performing Arts and Conference Center. Everyone aged 6 months and up is eligible. No insurance cards are required. If you have a vaccination card, KEPRO asks that you bring it. Pfizer and Moderna vaccines and boosters will be available. If you need more information, you can call LaQuanda Wilkerson at 704-859-4059, option 3. So keep that in mind. And if you need the vaccines, there they are. Well, the Braves are on a roll. They've done this week, since the 4th, they've done well. They beat the Cardinals 6-3 on Monday. There was a rain delay there, but they came back and won that game 6-3. Tuesday, 7-1 over the Cardinals. Yesterday, 3-0 over the Cardinals. They play one more game with them this series, and that'll be today. And that'll be this afternoon at 6:05. We'll be joining the free game following News 13 at 6, so leave. And we'll have that information for you for the Braves as you cheer them on to victory. They're doing all right so far. Let's see if we can hold that momentum up and keep that mojo going. Let me remind you also, give you an update. Our annual Foothills Journal is being prepared even as we speak, and going to be loaded again this year with a lot of helpful information. A lot of fun stuff, too. A lot of trivia, a lot of mind twisters and those kind of things, plus some look back in history at some of the great high school pictures, football players, and beauty queens of that era. So we'll have all that ready for you. It's coming along real well. So if you business wanting to get in on this, please sure contact us real soon, because it's going to be closing out here pretty soon. The Foothills Journal going out 1st of August. 23 now past 8 o'clock. We're going to take a little pause for the calls and update you on some sports news. Be back in just a few.
reminds you to stay alert. As a thunderstorm approaches, get out of boats and away from water. If you're caught outdoors, find a low spot away from trees, fences, and poles. Alternative Power guards homes against extended power outages with the Generac automatic standby generator. Alternative Power, North Carolina's Generac experts. See more at alternativepower.com.
Jailed American basketball star Brittany Griner returned to a Russian court today as calls increased for Washington to do more to secure her release. Griner was detained in February at a Moscow airport after vape canisters with cannabis oil allegedly were found in her luggage. She faces up to 10 years in prison if convicted of large-scale transportation of drugs. The trial of the Phoenix Mercury star and two-time Olympic gold medalist began last week, but the second session was adjourned because 2 scheduled witnesses did not appear. Griner made a personal appeal to President Biden in a letter passed at the White House to representatives that she feared she may never return home and asked that he not forget about her and the other American detainees. President Biden assured Griner's wife in a phone call on Wednesday that he's doing everything he can to obtain the athlete's release as soon as possible. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
Another day with dangerous heat on tap. We'll see temperatures this afternoon in the mid-90s. A heat advisory for some with feels like temperatures up to about 105 to 106. Scattered showers and thunderstorms are going to be likely. Then for tonight, we'll see scattered showers and storms. Mid-70s for temperatures. And then our Friday, another same story, very hot and humid with showers and storms into the afternoon. We'll see partly cloudy skies and temperatures topping out in the low to mid-90s by tomorrow afternoon. I'm meteorologist Anthony Baglione in the Weather Center.
Well, thank you very much, Anthony. I'm looking forward all the way through Sunday now, and it looks like these pop-up thunderstorms are going to be with us every afternoon all the way through Sunday, at least as far as we can see right now. They may be short-lived, but at least they will affect us, and some thunder, lightning, enough to scare the pets, enough to maybe get a little rain out of it to help the yards and the grass and the flowers and the vegetables, so we'll see what happens. Today, it looks like it's going to get up to about 92, but the heat index around 98. Right now we are at 72 degrees here at WCAB, beautiful downtown Whiteside Road, 100.9 FM, 590 AM. Got a few things to talk about this morning, then I'll step out of the way and make room for My Great America with Jim and Butch. Right now, let's hear this word. I'll be right back. Here's a question for you. Are you uninsured or have a high deductible plan? Brock Family Care may be the right fit for you and your family. Brock Family Care offers a membership plan of $75 a month, and that includes unlimited visits, 2 sets of complete labs per year, 1 annual physical exam including an EKG, even house calls as appropriate. This seems to be the answer to put an end to complications with medical care and insurance plans. To learn more, call or visit the website at www.brockfamilycare.com. That phone number is 828-382-7282. Thank you, Jim. 30 minutes past the hour. Let's look at some other stories. Try to keep you informed as well as hopefully entertained and inspired from time to time. But stories that you need to stay abreast of because if you're watching the mainstream 24-hour news, television news from CNN, spit it out, Jim, MSNBC, those kind of things, then you're not always getting the full story of what's really going on. For instance, you remember the big hearing against Trump and supposedly what he's trying to do to overthrow the government. Remember that hearing? They're trying to make a spectacle out of that and having prime time coverage of that. Well, Liz Cheney, who hates Donald Trump's guts, brought in some witnesses, and her star witness against Trump was busted, committing perjury 9 times. Now, how these folks get away with perjury without being prosecuted, I do not know. But this Liz Cheney brought in Cassidy Hutchinson as a surprise witness, and the surprise is that she did not lie about her name because she lied about everything else, apparently, according to the story. There are other parts of her testimony that appear to be lies as well, and I'm sure we will find out about them soon enough. But Cheney brought Hutchinson in to be seen on live television, but I'll assure you that the rebuttal witnesses will be questioned in private. They will not bring them forward. Cheney, who sabotaged her own political career, is now just another Washington insider with an axe to grind and who could care less if the accusations are actually true. Fortunately, For many, according to Beltway, she will be out of politics for good in January 2023. Now she is auditioning for CNN and MSNBC as she has destroyed all her other options. She has given up on GOP support and has sent mailers to Democrats asking for help because she knows that she has really stepped into it big time. From the Gateway Pundit, here's some of the things that she swore to be true. Cassidy Hutchinson said President Trump attempted to grab the steering wheel of the beast and wrestle control from the Secret Service on January 6th. Truth of that matter, and Secret Service men are ready to swear and testify publicly that did not happen. President Trump was not in the beast on January the 6th. She testified that he was in the beast and tried to grab the steering wheel. Here's another one. Cassidy Hutchinson said President Trump grabbed the neck area of Secret Service agent Bobby Engel. Truth, that is, Bobby Engel willing to testify that that's a lie as well. Cassidy Hutchinson said President Trump broke dishes and flipped tablecloths on January the 6th. Truth is, President Trump refutes that nonsensical claim. Cassidy Hutchinson also, under sworn testimony, claimed to have written a handwritten note on January the 6th. Truth, former White House lawyer Eric Hirschman wrote the note and testified to this fact under oath previously before the committee. Cassidy Hutchinson said her boss, Mark Meadows, called Roger Stone on January the 5th to find out what would play out the next day on January the 6th. Truth of the matter is, Roger Stone has never spoken to Mark Meadows outside of a conversation they had in the green room in 2019. Cassidy Meadows said Mark Meadows spoke with General Flynn on January the 5th. Truth of the matter is, General Flynn has never had a phone conversation with Mark Meadows. Cassidy Hutchinson said General Flynn and Roger Stone participated by phone in a briefing in the War Room in the Willard Hotel with Mark Meadows on January the 5th. Truth of the matter is that did not happen. Stone and Flynn have not spoken with Meadows on the phone ever. And one more. Cassidy Hutchinson said Jeffrey Clark met with Rudy Giuliani and Trump campaign at the White House. That's also false. They never met nor have been communicated. So they brought her in as a key witness, surprise witness, and apparently there are folks willing to testify that she's lying through her front teeth, but you'll never hear about that from the media that's trying to cover this. But they can perjure themselves and get away with it. Well, there's a shocking percentage of Americans, according to Bob Uru in the World Net Daily, shocking percentage of Americans that don't believe Bible is God's Word. Mainline American churches long have been in decline, as many of you know, and there have been a number of actual civil wars among congregations and divisions that have resulted, often over social issues facing the nation, such as LGBT agenda. Now the reasons or results, as you choose, are being seen. Only 20% of Americans see the Bible as the actual Word of God. A full 29% call it fables and legends. You wonder why our nation is in such disarray right now? The biggest portion, 49%, say it is inspired by God, but it is not to be taken literally. 49%. The results of the Gallup polling say the 20% who believe the Bible actually is God's Word is a record low. That's down from 24% the last time the question was asked in 2017 and about half what it was in 1980 and 1984. This year marks when those claiming it's fables, legends, history, and moral precepts recorded by man. At 29% is the first time significantly more Americans have viewed the Bible as not divinely inspired than as the literal Word of God. Wonder why that is. Well, they're not studying it anymore in schools, not reading it in homeroom anymore. Sunday schools have turned into many places, turned into playgrounds. Worship services have turned into rock concerts in many cases. Interpretation of the Bible, the Holy Scripture of the Christian religion, has varied widely across time and across religious traditions. Gallup has been asking Americans specifically about their views on a literal interpretation of the Bible since 1976, and with the latest update coming in Gallup's May Values and Beliefs Survey, the pollsters reported, the shift in attitude about the Bible is not as an isolated phenomenon. It comes even as a number of indicators show a decline in overall religiosity in the U.S. adult population. These measures include declines in formal identification with a religion, self-reported membership in a church, self-reported religious service attendance, personal importance of religion, and a decline in belief in God. Thus, it is not surprising to find that views on the nature of the Bible have shifted in a less religious direction as well. You don't see it portrayed on television. You don't see families on television attending church anymore that I can recall. There used to be one, I don't remember the name of it, but Dad was a pastor of a church, and they went to church and those kind of things. Now, some of the old westerns and some of the homestead TV shows, you'll find occasionally they go into the local church and they have a parson that rides in on a buggy. But this day and time, that's a moot point. But you'll find them going everywhere else and doing everything else but respecting the church and respecting the Bible. The report said the polling questions all segments of the U.S. adult population, meaning the numbers include those who identify with religion outside of Christianity. Now, of those who call themselves Christian adults, listen to this. Of those who call themselves Christian adults, 25% say the Bible is the actual Word of God. Those who call themselves Christian adults, 25% say the Bible is the actual Word of God, and 58% say it's inspired. Remarkably, 16% of those who claim to be Christians say the Bible is a book of fables. The report explained this further. 30% of Protestants say that the Bible is literally true, compared with 15% of Catholics. Almost two-thirds of Catholics choose the alternative that the Bible is the inspired Word of God, but every word should not be taken literally. Say what? The Bible is the inspired Word of God, but every word should not be taken literally. So that means we don't take God literally. We don't take Jesus' messages and the Sermon on the Mount and his teaching with the disciples. We don't take that literally. Is that what they mean? The issue of how to interpret the Bible has been a subject of debate since the first words of what became the Old Testament were written down, centuries before the birth of Christ. In more recent years, various religious leaders and religious entities have staked out positions on the Bible that they claim define truth, and that in turn have become an integral part of their religious positioning. The most prominent of these positions is the belief that the Bible is inerrant and must be viewed as literally true, a position adopted as part of the evangelical movement in this country over the past century and by a number of Protestant denominations. When you hear a minister say or a church believes that the Bible is not an inaccurate word, then run from it as far as you can run. The report continued, Americans' interpretation of the Bible are important because the Bible is often used as a basis for policy positions on moral and values issues, including such things as abortion and gay and lesbian relationships. That's why folks don't want to stay away from the Bible, because the Bible teaches those things, what's wrong and what's right. And so we want to mark out those things that we don't like about the Bible. Let's take that part out. That don't apply to us anymore. Oh, that's the old generation. That's back in the old days. Don't apply to us anymore. Let's just take what applies to us, and we'll leave the rest of it off. And that may apply to you, but that don't apply to me. And that you know what I'm saying. Let's just take what we like and do away with what we don't like. And there are some folks doing that. Some writers are doing that. Some denominations are doing that. Well, that doesn't really mean that. Let's look at that a little close. That was he's talking in those terms. That he don't really mean that. Let's just make it adaptable to us. You have to wonder, is that why our country is in the shape that it's in today? Because people have turned their back on the true word. 17 minutes before 9 o'clock. You know, there is a lot of misleading information about Medicaid eligibility. The Arledge Law Firm would like for you to know the truth. For instance, if you need a nursing home, Medicaid will take your home. That's not true. Another one is, if you transfer assets, you have to wait 60 months to qualify. Again, not true. And this big one, if you're already in a nursing home, it's too late to protect your assets. Not true, not true, not true. Call attorneys Gerald N. Willis, Kent Baldwin, or Martin Gerard at the Arledge Law Firm and get free consultation and learn the truth. It's more likely than you think that you may qualify for nursing home care and not lose everything you own. It's worth a call to Arledge Law Firm at 287-3338, located on East Court Street in Rutherfordton.
There are plenty of drugstores in Rutherford County, but not all of them offer the same personal customer service that is offered at the Medicine Box of Rutherfordton. Laura Hodge and her team have trusted experience and professional service. You're not just a number to them, you're a friend. Make the Medicine Box of Rutherfordton your hometown drugstore at 200 Charlotte Road in Rutherfordton. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, Saturdays 9 to 1, 287-7117.
The best of both worlds. WCAB 100.9 FM, 590 AM. Playing the classic oldies.
Yes, that's us. And the classic oldies pick up here again about 9:30. Hey, I've had a number of people ask me, well, what is Governor Cooper going to do now that RV Roe was overturned and it's shipped back to the states? What's he going to do? Well, here's the answer. You might already know what he's going to do, but the Governor Cooper signed Executive Order 263 Wednesday that would take several steps to defend access to reproductive health services in North Carolina. In other words, he wrote this and signed the order that will allow abortions in North Carolina. The Supreme Court, this is words of Governor Cooper, the Supreme Court ripped away the constitutional right to reproductive freedoms that women have relied on for 5 decades. For now, it's up to the states to determine whether women get reproductive health care, and in North Carolina, they still can, thanks to my veto and enough legislative votes to sustain it. I'm determined to keep it that way, and people need to know that their votes in state legislative races this November will determine the fate of women's health and freedom in our state. What he's saying is he's going to sign the veto, and he's got enough liberal support in the House that they can keep his veto intact. So he's saying now, folks, you need to send more of my people to Raleigh in November so we can keep doing these kind of things and we can keep holding up the banner to kill babies when we want to. Abortion is still legal in North Carolina after the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, that decision that made available nationwide. Several states have outlawed abortion since the ruling was overturned. North Carolina, of course, is not one of those. The state is reporting an influx of reproductive health care patients coming to the state. Planned Parenthood South Atlantic reports that 1/3 of patients in North Carolina just this week are from out of state. They are projecting at least 10,000 people crossing state borders into North Carolina to seek reproductive care, mostly from states like South Carolina with bans and tighter restrictions. The Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade has paved the way for state lawmakers to pass an all-out ban as soon as next year, said Jenny Black with Planned Parenthood South Atlantic. So something to brag about. We got folks coming in from South Carolina and other states into North Carolina, not because of our variety vacation land, not because we have the coast on one end and the mountains on another end, not because we have great recreational opportunities, not because the climate here is pretty good. No, they're coming into North Carolina to get an abortion and to kill the babies. Now, are we proud of that in North Carolina? Are we proud of that? Wednesday's executive order by our governor will also prohibit state agencies from forcing a pregnant state employee to travel to another state where there are not protections for the health of the pregnant employee. It also directs the Department of Public Safety to work with law enforcement to prohibit anyone from blocking access to a health care facility. In addition, patients from out of state are also protected by the order, as states prohibiting abortion cannot seek extradition or conduct investigation into out-of-state patients. Planned Parenthood bragging that the doors are open in North Carolina, and they're not going anywhere. Hooray, hooray, hooray. Thank goodness we got folks like Governor Roy Cooper that's standing beside of us and telling us, okay, let's bring those pregnant mothers in, let's kill those babies. Abortion is a normal part of reproductive health care, she's saying. Dr. Catherine Ferris, Chief Medical Officer with the Planned Parenthood South Atlantic. It's a normal part of reproductive health care. Every person is the expert in their own life, and we must trust them to make their own decisions about their health, their family, and their future. They still don't get the point. Health care, whether or not you want to have a baby, starts way back before the baby gets a heartbeat. It starts 9 months earlier in the bedroom. That's where it starts, or in a car somewhere, in an apartment somewhere. That's where Planned Parenthood starts, right there. The Satanists, there are those out there, the Satanists claim they're entitled to abortion as a religious right. We will take steps to ensure our members do not have to endure hindrances. The U.S. Supreme Court, as you know about this, overturned Roe v. Wade, but that doesn't mean there's no more abortion. It just means states will be allowed to regulate it through their legislature and their governors like we have in North Carolina. But one group claims to be exempted from all of those rules. That's the Satanic Temples. They issued a statement after the court ruling was released insisting that it is recognized by the IRS as a religion, and since it considers abortion a religious ritual, those procedures must be allowed under federal law. The Satanic Temple members should be permitted a religious exemption to perform the Satanic Temple's religious abortion ritual. In other words, there's a ritual for them to kill a baby while the heart's beating. In states that continue to provide abortion services, we will take steps, including legal action, to ensure our members do not have to endure hindrances to access, according to the Satanic Temple. That includes waiting periods and unnecessary medical procedures. In addition, we will continue to demand that states do not require medical practitioners to withhold medical information or that patients are not forced to bury or cremate fetal remains. It cited the Religious Freedom Restoration Act, which requires the government to operate in a way that the least burdens religious practice in their operations. Don't get in my way. If I want to kill my baby, don't get in my way. I mean, you don't have the right to tell me I can't kill that baby. Folks, I get real tore up. This stuff it just breaks my heart out to think that anybody thinks it's okay to kill that baby with the heart beating. 10 minutes before 9, coming up at 9:05, that's one of my Great America with Jim, which will change the tone of this morning show. It delves into those kind of things, which is, somebody's got to say it. Somebody's got to talk about it. Somebody's got to raise awareness. Somebody's got to raise that flag that we're doing the wrong thing when we accept the fact that abortion is okay. We got to ring that bell that it's not okay. Regardless of what the Satanic Temple says, regardless of what Roy Cooper says, regardless of what Planned Parenthood gurus say, but it's not all right. It's not all right, folks. We got to get that in our minds. All right, I want to step aside here for a few minutes, cool down, get some water, make room for my Great America with Jim and Butch coming up here in just a few minutes.
For dependable tree service, call on All Around Tree Service. They specialize in tree removal, tree trimming, raising of the canopy, trimming around security lights to maximize your safety. Call on Johnny Davis. He's fully insured, honest, professional, and stands ready to assist you in any tree service you desire. Call him today at 828-429-19.